And we're back.
We're back.
Yep.
Hello. Hello, everyone. It is us,
Hello from the other side of break.
Dungeons and Dragons peoples.
Hello.
Does the Dungeons and the Dragons.
It's time for Dungeons and or Dragons.
In Russia, Dungeons Dragon you. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. Well, I do know where that came from. I stole that entire bit from Yakov Smirnov, as does everyone else.
Is now a Christian comedian in Branson, I think.
Really?
Really?
Man, world is a strange place.
Mm-hmm.
Copernicus has disappeared into a pit of black, dark despair.
Good. Yep.
Um,
Normal.
By which I mean Peter has to do something off camera for a bit. So it's fine. It's just fine. So yeah, why don't we pick up right where we left off? The luck dragon disappears with a booming laugh, and leaves you all standing there at kind of semily splattered in various slime and gore, with various absence of spell slots and hit points,
Oh,
Who's hurt the most?
and a cat.
Who's hurt the most right now?
Probably Ugna, though she wouldn't let on. I'm
Got
covered
one
in.
arm hanging on by like a
Yeah.
couple threads.
I'm fussing over Trey. I like reel back in the hammer, shake off a bunch of the goo, and I'm like, "Are you okay, little buddy?" I'm gonna take him out of his little carrier and look him over, make sure he doesn't have any burns on him.
He just does
And
it. He
slightly
does the unhappy
singed.
meg noise.
I will throw down the rope and get my friends out of the pit, and I will close the lever.
Good.
Yep.
What the
I mean,
heck
actually,
was
no,
that
all
thing?
your friends are out of the pit now.
Yeah.
Because,
It's like
the
corpse
flying-
slumps back into the pit, and you just go like, "Nope." Put the lid back
I will
on that.
send my monkey to retrieve the two quaggles who ran.
Sure. So there is no lid for this pit because
Ah.
it had been tunneled under and it basically collapsed.
Oh,
Right.
gotcha.
So it's just an open space full of mud
Right.
and stuff.
Oh, the lever
But
was for the
beyond it,
door.
you can see. Yeah, beyond it, you can see this huge archway with like a block of stone at the back of it. And as you know, with the true seeing, you actually spotted the hidden mechanism to open that door.
Right, well, I'll go
But
open
it's
that
on the other
door,
side
I
of the
guess.
pit.
Whew, that was a rough one.
Dude, I'm gonna mark the door so I can open it later. We do need
Yep.
to take a break.
Yes.
Character. We cannot continue with this
No.
little magic.
Okay. So sorry, you were sending the monkey to do something?
I'm gonna send him to find the other quaggles to retrieve them.
Hey,
A note
your
saying-
tamarin monkey goes running up the hall and disappears into up the tunnel.
Everybody's still good. You got all the limbs you came in here with.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I'm fine.
Cool.
The cat is still sitting on a rock and staring at you.
I will reach into my pouch of herbs and pull out catnip and toss it towards the cat.
Nice.
You do that. The fairy cat starts to sort of does the whole like, oh, I am extremely interested in that, while pretending not to be at all interested in that. So the ears go up, its eyes are like locked on the catnip. It's like frozen in mid lick. And it sits there for a moment with its tail kind of like just lashing slightly. And then it goes back to licking and cleaning itself and ignoring the catnip, but every once in a while it stops, stares at the catnip, looks at you, stares at the catnip some more, and eventually,
I'll act like I'm ignoring it when it looks at the catnip.
Good.
yep. As soon as nobody is watching it, or it appears to be ignoring it, it will jump down from the rock and very prissily walk over and pick up the catnip. Chew on it a bit, sniff at it, eat it, while you're sort of tending to your wounds. Did you say you were healing somebody?
Well, if we're gonna take a long rest, will I need to?
It's up to you.
I will tend to Trey's wounds because I know that if I don't,
I will
Stemma
fuss.
will be upset.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if you want to make a medicine roll or not. Ugna doesn't look like she's in the best shape, but she's used to that.
She's still also getting a few temporary hit. Well, they'll go away though.
Yeah, they will.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm
Speaking of
going to
which,
use
you
one
lose
of
your
the
temporary hit
beads.
points.
Yeah.
I
Because
will use
combat
one of
is
the
over.
beads to cure wounds on Ugna.
Cool.
Okay.
Trey's
At
fine.
what
He's taking
level
like
is-
2 hit points.
What level does the cure work?
It's
on?
a first level. It's always a first level.
Okay, gotcha. So it's roll 1d8.
Yep. 1d8 plus 4.
It's open. It is 11 points.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Excellent.
And I will put a bandage and give a little extra meat to a little owlbear.
Indeed. He's very much getting on to solid food these days.
Yeah.
This, I believe, is probably a good time for the poll.
Ooh.
So I'm going to ask the players to step away from the chat, and I will ask my shadow DM to launch the poll, and I will remind the audience that you may vote once for free in the poll, and of course you can use your channel points to vote more times if you have any particular outcome that you want to see happen. And I am very excited to see what is going to come of this.
So I don't know if we have enough time for a long rest, but we're definitely taking a short rest, yeah?
You're gonna do it at least, I'm assuming.
Yeah, then I am going to put some hit dice onto recovery.
If we're main thing I want to do long rests is so I'd have spells.
Mm-hmm. Before we go and fight an Ithilid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems
my concern.
appropriate.
Going into Elithid now, I am useless.
I will not make any recovery rolls yet.
Yeah, I believe to sort of with no kind of resting, Copernicus is completely out of spell slots. Tromlin is out of spell slots except for a couple spells he can cast once per day without a slot. And even Fetid is or no, Fetid hasn't cast anything since he rested, so he's actually back up.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. My goodness, that poll is going gangbusters. I guess I didn't say that but for anyone new, the poll runs for about 10 minutes, and we're only a couple minutes in, and already we've got some significant votes. Keep them coming. I am happy. I'm gonna vote a few times for each of them equally just to use up some of my channel points. It's like one of the only things I can do to get rid of my channel points.
You can highlight your text.
Yeah, I don't type in there very often,
Yeah.
so
Because you're running the
All
game.
right. Keep them coming, folks. I'm excited to see who wins. These are all good options. All right. So, as you're discussing what to do and you're healing each other, the fairy cat is going to look up from its catnip now that it's finished, and it just clearly says, follow me. And then it turns its back on you and walks a short way down the corridor.
I mean, okay, follow.
Huh. Talking cat. Cool.
Not the weirdest thing we've seen today.
Not even close.
So you go a short ways down the corridor, and as you do so, the darkness of the tunnel sort of transforms to mist, and you find yourselves back in the Feywilds. And the cat leads you into a clearing, and it curls up on top of another one of these big mushrooms, and it appears to be ready to take a nap.
Good kitty.
Hey.
I will actually turn to Fetid and like, a jug, can it make milk or cream?
I think so.
It can indeed.
I mean, if it can make mayonnaise.
Oh yeah.
Even if that's not listed, that's fine.
Mayonnaise is made of
Yeah.
milk, right?
It's basically just milk and bird milk, right?
Yeah.
I pull out a bowl and get some cream from the jug, with Feta's permission, and
Yes.
I will put it in front of the cat.
The cat will stare at you as you approach.
I will gently, cautiously put the bowl of cream in front of him, and I'll even sprinkle some catnip in.
I can imagine Copernicus. I know Peter is not here yet, but I can imagine Copernicus being like, "Yeah," because he's the only one amongst you who've seen what the eyes can do. Oh, surprise!
He's here.
What horrible thing am I witness to or not witness to?
The fairy cat has led you off into the Fatal Isles to have a rest, and Tromlin is taking a bowl of cream over to the cat to set it down, and the cat is staring at him as he approaches.
Gotcha.
Once I put the catnip in, I turn and go back to ignoring the cat.
Perfect. It will carry on and go about its business until it's fairly certain that it's not being particularly observed, and then it will go and have some cream.
Meanwhile, I'll start making food for everybody because we need to eat a little bit.
So are we gonna... This is safe, right?
It's safer than where we were.
Yeah. Alright. I'll take off my backpack and start, like, unharnessing Trey. Get him some meat and some milk.
Okay,
We know for a
time to
fact
arrest.
that, like, I'm pretty sure Lithid cannot get here. Not easily, so. Other things to worry about, probably. But I have a feeling our friend here led us here for our own safety.
Oh, good.
4 minutes left on the poll, people.
Thanks, talking cat
Music.
guy.
And so we are, after the fight, we're currently doing a short rest or a long rest?
I believe we should do it a long rest.
I think that makes
You are
sense if we're about to take on a
tapped
quick
out.
elevator.
Fine with that.
It has been an unknown amount of time since the party of the night before.
That's true.
Many of you have been wandering the fairy mists, and others have been fighting rats and monsters in the Underdark.
We're also still a little bit hungover.
Mm-hmm.
Good time for a break.
I've got an anvil hangover. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that was a thing, but
You're like immune to poisons. You're like, I don't get hangovers, and then you're just like, oh, that anvil. Oh man,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna eat one of those again in a hurry.
nope. I say that now, but the
Yeah.
next time you
Hey,
put one in front of me,
I'll give you $5 to eat an anvil.
$5. Pretty good.
Okay. So do you want to like catch each other up on what's been going on? So you've all been kind of separated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna show Perny the weird mark on my one hand and see if he knows what that is.
Yeah, let me Arcana and investigate that. With an
Yeah.
IMA.
I got
Sure.
a sick fairy tattoo thing I got.
That's a 17 on an initial Arcana.
You're pretty sure that's some kind. Like, I mean, it's clearly a mark of the Fae, but you would call it probably a mark of fairy favor. You're not 100% sure whether it's like show this to a fairy creature to go, hey, I'm cool. See, I've got the secret mark, or if it's maybe more specific to like you have been blessed and you're going to be gaining some fairy luck somewhere along the lines.
Okay.
Seems
The-
good though.
I
the
will
good
say
news
that you
is-
can
Yeah.
you can figure out more if you do a full identify.
Oh, yeah, I'll do a ritual identify on this.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, if you do 2 minutes left on the poll. Oh my goodness. The tides are changing. The tides shifting. My goodness, something that was losing has suddenly become very popular.
Oh dear.
Let's see what happens. It's a fight now. So yeah, with a full identify ritual, yeah, you identify this as a mark of favor. So specifically, this is like a boon, like a you can call in this marker for a favor from the fairies.
Oh, nice.
Make a
Very
note
nice.
of that.
And when Copernicus explains this to Fetid, you're like, okay, this is like the money that I got for the bets. That's what this is. This is like, oh, you won the bet. Here you go.
Nice.
But fairy money apparently is in tattoos.
Bitcoin.
So in last session, we attended a fairy rave where, like, a bunch of things got out of hand, bunch of things went wrong. Is that a fair summary of what happened?
I wouldn't say things went wrong. There's the satyr who got a threesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I got mosh trampled into another dimension.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can I assume this is in character?
No, this is out of character because I want to propose a name for that episode if it hasn't already been uploaded.
Oh, I will change it.
Fairy Firefest.
Oh my god.
I am writing that down.
No.
Oh, the last
Okay,
few seconds.
Back in
Holy
character.
crap,
I'll
that's a
say,
tight one.
So what happened to everyone last night? Because I ended up in the mosh as grandpas want to be. Really
you
was
were throwing
flinging
down.
elbows.
That was great.
Yeah. And
Got some moves.
but eventually I got trampled and pushed out and ended up wandering far and in dimensions beyond those which I had stepped out of. When I found the weird cat who seemed to be very interested to watch if we'd die or not. In fact, I'm convinced the only reason the cat helped me get here was to see if I would die with you or not.
Sounds,
I mean,
that sounds
that's
right.
fair. That's a cat thing to do.
Whew. I don't really remember what happened a lot, but there were some really pretty girls there. They were, yeah.
Well,
Oh, and Morgan showed me a cool new dance move. It's great.
and where is Morgan?
She dimension doored, and we don't know where she went.
Well, we can all keep our eyes out and our head up.
Is that where she went? I thought maybe she turned into something, or maybe it was that dragon.
No, the dragon's the thing I summoned.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah,
Okay,
Desperate times. Desperate.
The poll is over, just so you guys know. You can go back in the chat.
Alright.
Safe to
But
go
carry
back
on.
in the chat. Should we look for her or something?
I mean, she'll probably figure herself out. She knows how to handle her magic.
I will hold in reserve contact higher plane for figuring out how to find her if we need to. But that gives us the option of finding her like just before going into combat
Just
next
before
session,
combat,
perhaps.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It might be useful.
She's pretty cool, right? Like, her magic's, like, real cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
dangerous, but
Oh, can I I know that I'm not very good at this, but can I insight to see if I pick up any of the party hooked up vibes?
I would be fine with that.
Could be a very high roll.
I would like.
Is this disadvantage because of my flaw?
I mean, I relent.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I'm not trying to
Yeah,
hide
let's
nothing.
give you disadvantage from your flaw, but let's also give resistance rolls from the others. So that I need the deception
Oh,
roll
For it to be
from
opposed.
Tromlin
Yeah.
and from Ugna to set that.
I
And I'm
relent.
assuming Ugna is like not being deceptive.
No, I'm
so-
not being receptive at all, and I don't know what happened, so I'm just like, I sure hope I hooked up with someone and it wasn't
Probably
Trumlin.
fine.
Hoping for the Dryads or
well,
Morgan.
that don't say that out loud. Might hurt Trellman's feelings.
Yeah.
I rolled a 7 on
Tromlin.
insight, so
I
Unclear.
wasted a
7.
fucking 20.
Nice. I was gonna say you
Poker
don't need to roll
face.
much.
That's a
Yeah,
30.
so Tromlin is a inscrutable mask. You sort of like drop some like what you think are casual hints, but are like obviously It's like the parent chaperone or whatever the next day going, so how was the party?
Did you meet anyone nice?
And
Were you
Tromlin can like,
safe?
and
As long
Tromlin
as you
can
were
toy
safe. It's
with
none of my
you.
business as long as I know you're safe. Okay.
Are you asking if I fucked?
Tromlin, you can have him believe whatever you want
Yeah.
with that role.
I don't like. You know what? Trauma doesn't like lying to his grandfather.
It's not lying if you just don't say anything.
No. Grandpa has told Tromlin so fucking much.
That's
Literally.
way too much. Far too
Yeah.
much.
Tromlin would just turn to him and was like, 2 dryads are hitting on me, so I had a threesome because how many other chances will I have to have a threesome with dryads?
Dryads.
I
more
mean,
like.
they were
Yeah.
so pretty. They were so pretty. Good job.
Well done. That sounds like a really wonderful life experience to have enjoyed. And I'm very happy for you.
It was definitely a wonderful life experience, and I'm glad it happened.
At some point, I'll have to tell you about a little body paint game that your grandmother and I
no.
played called the Silvery Barb.
Oh no. I hate it.
Okay? Like,
Fed is
Trauma
like
doesn't know what to
retching
say
in the
because those are
corner.
his grandfather's feelings, but at the same time, he does not want to know about this.
Yeah. And I think that's very reasonable.
I'm just looking at the bucket and I'm like, but it's kind of silver already.
Oh, it can get more silver.
Oh. That paint gets everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, paint.
Hold the fuck bucket.
Not ectogism.
No. I mean, anything can be paint, depending on how you apply it.
Oh, I
Yes,
was
there
looking
you
for
go. That's
brushes the other
spirit.
day in Clip Studio and there was a glue brush.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was like, oh
Yeah.
no.
I've seen that,
Glue.
yeah. Glue.
Yeah.
No one's
Glue.
ever used it for glue.
No.
Glue is only good for sticking socks to things.
Good night. I'm out.
Okay.
So, yeah. Ugna did not even try to deceive.
No.
Very, very clear that Ugna was super into the Dryads and Morgan.
But is unsure if anything happened.
Which I guess is also obvious, or at least to Copernicus, with his
Yep.
7 insight. Anyone else wants to know, you got to roll insight 2. And you got to beat a 5.
Well, if anyone wants
I
to
just
find
don't
out what they
think
did last
Trauma's-
night. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think Trauma's gonna try to. Like, nope, that's not my business.
Mm-mm.
Mhm.
If anyone wants to find out what they did last night, I don't have any spells that recover memory, but I can just summon some kind of higher or lower entity demon to resolve the question for us, if anyone's curious. But perhaps it's just nice to wake up with a nice memory and a kind and beautiful person laying next to you.
I still haven't found my left sock.
Have you checked that it's stuck to something?
Maybe.
Perhaps with glue.
Sock glue.
So, a long rest?
Mm-hmm.
I think we're due for a long rest. I will keep a watch all night.
Yeah, so you are in the Feywilds. Occasionally,
Super safe place to
during your
sleep.
long rest, is anyone else taking some watch, or is it just going to be Copernicus all night?
I'll take
Copernicus.
one.
I'll take a watch because I haven't figured out that Perny doesn't sleep.
You still don't realize?
No.
Of course not.
No.
So yeah, you rest for the night. Copernicus, of course, is looking through your book and just kind of staring off space. At one point, Tromlin and Fetid snoring away in the dark, and Ugna, you're sort of staring off in space, trying to keep a watch and dozing off because you're so wounded and worn out. But Copernicus will notice rustling of various small imp-like creatures at the edges of the clearing on several occasions. But each occasion goes kind of the same way. They come into the edge of the clearing, sort of whisper among themselves, like mischievously looking at the group of you, pointing. And then they notice the cat, and then they bolt
Hell no.
into the dark. Maybe at one point, a few of them don't notice the cat and start to kind of creep into the, or one of them like disappears and becomes invisible, and you're like, uh-oh, what's going to happen now? And then the cat sits up suddenly, the green eyes glowing in the dark, and then there's no further sound or trace of the fairy creatures. And that goes on for the night, and you are
Whew.
entirely unmolested.
This cat is great.
Mm-hmm. Good cat.
You wake up in the morning.
They're all good cats.
You wake up in the morning, and the cat is gone, and you are not in the Feywilds, and you are in a dank stone room, cavern, somewhere in the catacombs beneath Dwimmerdale. But fully rested.
Ugh. Whoa.
Hooray!
That's what
Did I
matters.
black out again? Where are we?
You went to sleep. No, we got our safe rest, and then the cat brought us back.
Fairy stuff.
It's always weird.
So where do we think this Quigillithid is hiding?
Oh, we know it's further down, right? I can't remember. Did I scout far enough that we kind of know where it is, or is it still up in the air?
You were sort of tracking the movements of some of these undead critters back towards the source of them.
Mhm.
So you were leading the effort before you got separated from the party. And then it was Licto who was leading everybody because he knows where the cavern, where it is. But I would imagine, you have talked enough with the other Quaggles. They've just told you and shared, where this roughly is. So you have a pretty good idea from the big main spiraling tunnel that you guys were in before. You know where to go from there.
Okay.
I will say that Tromlin's monkey is back with the group, having failed to find the Quaggles.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's probably not great.
Hopefully they just went back home, but they did run off into the Underdark alone.
Yeah. That's
On the
right.
other hand, they live down here, so maybe
Live
it's okay.
down here. It also means that something happened to them. Well, I don't feel quite as bad because they ran.
And this is a new morning, so how about you roll me your god for today?
We'll
Ooh.
do this. It is a 30.
Oh, it's Mork,
Oh, good.
From
the
work?
goblin god of cunning and trickery, often associated with madness and paranoia, but also sneaking and spying. His symbol is a leering goblin face.
Good.
I again
I
rolled
feel
the
so
minimum
bad
of my
with the goblins.
Ring of Sorcery, so I've only got the 1 point back.
Okay, how many more did you use, though? I don't think you
I used
any.
one and then I just got one back, so I'm still at having. I
At
think I still
two.
have two. I think I have two. Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Um,
Right, you did a distance spell.
And can you remind me the pages of the Illithid grimoire that Fetid brought us? Because he found
Mhm.
some and brought them back. Can you remind me if there's anything that I was still trying to figure out about them or study about them, or is it just that I have a fragment of the ritual and this is what I know this is probably what he's doing to make his intellect devourers.
You were, in fact, trying to learn more. You were. I had given you some information and said you would need further study to get more of an idea of what's going on.
Can I spend a little bit of the night making a little more progress on that?
Sure. Let's have you roll me a research type roll.
Investigation or Arcana, perhaps?
I think I'm gonna. This would basically be an investigation roll. I'm not gonna call it investigation, but it's the same number. It's int plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay. That's a 24.
That is an excellent roll. Okay. I would also like you to make me a wisdom save.
This is a very bad and evil book, and no one should look at it but Grandpa.
Grandpa's private time book.
Oh shit.
Good.
So that's a natural 2 for a 7. Now the question is it more interesting if I fail this, or should I drop some inspiration?
I mean, do
Failure's
you want
always
to be
fun.
interesting, or you want to succeed?
Failure's very fun.
The failure sounds fun in this case. I don't want to inconvenience the party if I go all, Dark Lord
Insanity again.
on you.
Well, I will. How about this? I will tell you what the result of this is, and I'll let you decide afterwards.
Sure, I
Although,
appreciate that.
although depending on how far this goes, the cost may become greater than just spending an inspiration. But for right now, you really don't want anyone else to be the ones to investigate this book. This book is important, and you want it to be in your possession.
That sounds great. That sounds great.
And that's it.
That's fine.
That's all.
Yep.
That's fine.
Probably.
Yeah.
so.
It's just
Yeah,
fine.
Okay,
Probably nothing.
that's basically already describing how I felt about it.
That's
so-
normal for you
Yeah.
in magic books.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
you definitely feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone touches this,
And-
you're gonna get full Bilbo Baggins face.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
and
Good.
yeah,
good.
exactly.
Perfect.
If anyone tries to take it away from you,
Yeah.
things may happen.
Okay.
But
Cool.
in investigating this book further,
Look, I can't even read
Um,
joined together writing, so I think you're safe.
so in investigating the book further, you are able to confirm quite. I'm trying to remember everything I gave you last time. I think I gave you that this book contains the rituals to create the brain creatures, which are in fact intellect devourers. This book is a book of effectively illithid ritual. It does not just contain the stuff about the intellect devourers. Intellect devourers, as you have already learned firsthand, take the intelligence of their victims and eventually possess them. But it is actually possible for illithid magic to do more than that. It is possible to infect people to the point that they themselves become illithid. And you need to have access to sort of a great, like a library of other books, because not all this information is going to be in this book. This isn't a book about illithids. It's a book of ritual for doing some of this magic. You are quite certain from your investigations that the purple fungus plague is an extended way of doing this. And you start to realize that mixed in with some of the illithid magics of this book that are sort of, you know that illithids are planar beings. They're otherworldly entities. They are from beyond, like the old ones. But there is also a lot of necromantic magic in here. And that's not necessarily typical of illithid methods, to your knowledge. There is definitely a lot of necromancy built into these rituals. And you think that there's some serious necromantic summoning stuff in here, stuff that's kind of beyond you, like you have some necromantic ability. I believe you can summon undead as one of your spells. You feel like this would be kind of beyond this, beyond simply like a 4th level summon undead spell or a 3rd level summon undead. I forget what level it is.
Well,
And I think I'll leave
Grandpa
it
may
there,
be
but
becoming
you
a
need
news
more
'cause
study.
He's a little bit jelly.
Oh god.
Excellent. So Fetid can lead you, like you're at interestingly, you're quite a distance away from that part of the tunnels, and you wonder if you were actually ever in the Feywild or just in some illusory version of it, because it's almost like the cat led you to a safe place in the Underdark. In any case, Fetid quickly, you're kind of lost to start with. You go out of into the maze, but you quickly are like, okay, this is that tunnel, that's this other place. We go this way, and you quickly lead the group back to the site of the pit of the illithid creature, the slime chuul, and the door. So the only issue is there's like a muddy slime pit between, full of like acid and shit, between you and the door. So what you gonna do?
How far across is the pit?
I mean, it was big enough to contain that entire battle.
That's true.
Like the thing had burrowed up under it. I would say probably like a good, like 50 feet long, and then the entire width of the tunnel.
I look at Ugna. You think you can throw me about 20 feet?
Yeah, but I could also jump with you.
No, but I.
Oh, hey, everybody's frozen. Hang on.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Why
Let
are we
it
all
go.
frozen?
Let it go.
No.
No?
Stop.
Oh, I think I remember.
Oh, right. Parent.
Did that
I
unfreeze
was
us?
speaking the evil words.
I actually don't really mind that movie or that song.
I think
It's not the worst
I
thing.
may have unfroze us. I think we're moving now?
Did you do the switch back?
Yeah. I switched us over the map and then switched us back.
Nope. I see Randy,
Yeah, but
you,
you're
and
several
me
seconds
are
behind.
moving.
Jeff is still frozen.
Jeff and Peter are still frozen.
Oh no, I think Jeff was just being very still.
Oh, I'm wrong. So only Peter
That's
is still
good.
frozen.
Peter's
Should I
moving?
hang up and rejoin?
Oh,
I
maybe?
was just
Prob-
attaining enlightenment.
Is the problem in Discord not?
It might be, but let me
No, Discord
check.
looks. You're moving in Discord, just not in
Yeah.
OBS.
I'm gonna
Not
switch
in
us
the
over
stream.
to the
Switch
screen again. Peter?
Fix it.
Nope, Peter's still stuck.
Hello, cat.
Yay!
Cat's back.
The cat came back. The very next stream.
Yeah, Peter, if you want to jump out for a second, then jump back in. That might fix
Yeah,
it.
that
Because
might-
you're still definitely in the
fix.
same.
The same exact pose.
Yep.
And I heard a bloop, but I don't see.
Oh, that's weird. You're still frozen.
Hmm.
But
I
not on my
left.
Discord. So it's a OBS thing. OBS has decided that that is a still frame now.
That's pretty weird.
That's very weird.
Why is OBS so bad? Let's have another poll. Why is OBS so bad?
Hang on. It's
Options
got the
are-
right source.
It's Vecna's fault.
Oh, Vecna.
Dang that Vecna! And his stupid memorized spell system.
It'll say I'm going to break for a second. I'm just switching a thing.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
Oh,
We got.
You
I
think it's
fixed
fixed?
it. I think I fixed it.
hooray! A dancing Peter.
I'm moving
There he
again.
is.
Cool. It was an OBS problem.
Hooray! We're back. Okay. So, as I said, Fetid had led you guys all to the edge of the pit. It's all cold and dark and wet now. There's still like acid slime down there. And Tromlin was talking about Ugna chucking him somewhere.
I was like, oh yeah, yeah. I could throw you, or we could I could just walk you over.
Oh, in the boots?
Yeah, yeah.
Boots
With
resist
my frog
acid?
powers. I mean, I don't think there's any acid on the ceiling.
Oh! That is a good point.
You wanna jump on?
Yeah, let's just do that.
I'll, like, bend down to give you a piggyback.
That
Can I-
saves me a Misty Step, so.
Can I piggyback fetid and just, even though I'm flying instead of spider climbing, can I try and like keep motion with Ugna so it looks like we're doing the same thing?
Good.
Yes, you can, because it's funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's all about the style.
Yep.
So you're just walking along. You're still trying to pretend that your magic isn't happening.
Yeah.
All right. So you easily make your way across between flying grandpa and spider climbing pit fighter. You can quickly
before
make
I
your way.
jump up to the ceiling too, I'll like make a ribbit. I don't actually try to sound like a frog. I literally just say the word ribbit and then jump up to the ceiling.
I mean, that's
magic
what it sounds
powers.
like to you when the frogs say it. Because
Right?
you're the frog.
It's ribbit.
Ribbit indeed.
Okay, you're easily brought over to the other side, and Tromlin, you know exactly how this is to be opened.
Alright, then I
You've
open
spotted
it.
the secret door. Anybody want to check for traps?
Actually, I should
As
probably
I-
do that.
I'm not
My
smart enough
hint
to do
only
so.
because of the presence of Fetid makes me
I could pull
Give you
that
that one as a
gem of true
freebie.
seeing out again, just in case.
well, True Seeing Gem doesn't allow you to see traps or detect traps.
Oh.
Not part of True Sight. But Fetid is a dungeon expert, and he is in fact of the trap building variety of kobold.
Ooh.
Let me see what I can see.
Yep. So
Oh,
roll
I
me
can see
investigation with advantage.
Well, that's 19 plus 5 is 24.
This door is indeed trapped. So you quickly discover, with a little bit of investigation, why what happened. There was in fact a pit trap here attached to this door. There's two traps. There is a set of huge swinging blades on either side of the door, which when someone tries to open the door would swing across and probably cut them into small pieces or make them jump back onto the pit trap. The pit trap is gone because somebody tunneled into the pit
Right.
and thus weakened everything, and it all collapsed when you guys came in and stepped on it. So you now realize that there was indeed a trap that one of the goblins set off when you came down here, but it had been
Old Bert.
occupied. So with a little bit of quick work, Fetid, with some aid from Tromlin and his thieves' tools, can quickly disarm this trap mechanism, and then the blades don't swing down when you open the door. The mechanism works fine. You pull there's a hidden lever behind one of the stones. So like a little narrow gap. So it just like the stones aren't properly placed, but if you stick your hand in, there's a little lever you can grab, and the whole gigantic stone rolls to the side out of the way. And you are now in a tunnel that leads, that opens, moves briefly, and then opens into a gigantic chamber. With two other tunnels. There's three total. The one you came through, and two equidistant from here, making an equilateral triangle. In the center of this chamber, there is a huge, immediately obvious to Copernicus ritual setup. There's a huge dais with burning braziers in a circle. Like, you recognize all of this from the book. Also,
Recognize which ritual it might be, like what specifically we kind of boss battle effect we might be about to deal with.
you're not 100% able to tell because you're kind of distracted. Because as you come through, there's a clang as one of the braziers, these huge, like 4 foot across braziers, is knocked over, and like hot coals dump everywhere. And there's like flaming fuel in a pile. It's all stones. It's not like the room's on fire or anything. And a large circular floating entity that has just banged into this brazier and knocked it over shouts, "Ah, damn it!"
Is it a beholder screaming, "God damn it"?
Oh, I hope not.
Yes.
Oh no.
And when you look more closely, you see it has a snake-like array of stalks on top of it with eyes. And they're all squinting. And it turns towards you, and its big central eye kind of stares in your direction and blinks a few times, kind of like this. But just one big eye.
Mhm.
Who's there? Hello?
You know what?
Speak
Fuck
up.
it.
Show yourself.
Janitorial staff.
Are you okay? Like you're having trouble seeing.
I am powerful magic. Don't you mess with me.
Okay, well we believe you, but are you okay? It looks like you're having eye problems.
Oh, and also, by the way, as this is occurring, Copernicus falls to the ground.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Your boots of flight are no longer flying, as you are
No.
within the anti-magic cone.
Oh
Of the,
no.
Okay, I haven't been knocked out though.
No, you just fell down. You're no longer floating in the air. The fly effect is ending.
Listen, we were gonna come in here guns blazing, kicking ass and taking names, but do you need a pair of glasses? My cousin is really good at making accessibility aids. I'm sure he could whip you up something.
Don't move. Whoever you are, just stay where you are.
All right,
Don't.
we're here.
I don't want.
Yeah, I mean, there's fire on the floor, so we're gonna be
Yeah.
careful where we step.
Yep.
Oh God! Fire on the floor. Where?
I'll describe it like you're 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever is relative to him.
Mhm.
Oh,
Everything
I hope
is-
it wasn't there.
We'll put the fire out. We'll put the fire out for you, okay? Don't worry about it.
Don't come over here. Don't move around. You'll step on it.
Do you want us to put? We'll put the fire out. Don't worry.
No, but only if you can do it with magic. Oh, you can't do it with magic because I am using the thing. No, don't just stay there. I don't want you to step on it.
Well, that's very kind of you. We
Do
appreciate
you
that.
see a glass thing on the ground anywhere where you are?
A glass?
I will
thing?
start searching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this
Everybody
perception
roll
only? or can I do
investigation. Investigation.
Let's help
Oh,
this guy
man.
find his contact.
Yes, I can
pull the
reveal.
tree sticking out.
I can reveal. Oh, trees is a good idea. I can reveal that the chat very narrowly chose "Beholder lost a contact"
Good.
Aw.
in the
Good.
poll.
I rolled an 18,
I
which
pull
is
out the true gem of true
stupid
seeing. I'm
good
not
for
even gonna
me.
waste my fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. I only have a 12.
So a gem of true seeing gives you advantage on like you see through magic and stuff.
Ooh.
But you also have advantage on like an investigation roll. So you do need to make an investigation roll, but make it with advantage.
Okay, 1d20.
So Ugna has an 18 investigation.
So I don't step on it.
That one's bad. So let's see what the next one's gonna be.
And what did
Let's say I may have tied with Ugna. 18.
Nice.
nice? But you have a better range of vision with your true sight.
Yeah, I have 120 feet right now.
Yeah. So you look out into this room, and you will notice a handful of things. One, you will notice with that 18 and the true sight, the glint of something shiny on the floor near the far side of this cavern.
Okay.
Secondly, you will notice the invisible creatures
Oh no.
that are lurking around the periphery of this room. There are several, like almost like fey-looking elfin forms, but floating above the ground, like certain types of pixies and stuff do, but also entirely covered in purple fungus.
Ugh.
That's not
Like just,
Oh,
just
no.
completely purple
I don't like
fungoid.
it.
And in particular, they have like fungal masses growing out of their heads.
Ugh.
Alright, well, I'm not pointing them out yet. I am telling The beholder. Okay, I see your contact. If you turn this many degrees one direction, move so far ahead, you will find it.
Okay. And it starts to
Guide him.
turn. I will say, as you're doing this, you notice the floating invisible fungal creatures are kind of drifting around almost randomly. Um, it's very zombie-like behavior.
Ew.
Okay, so you have begun to try and direct the beholder in the direction
I'll do
of
the warmer, colder, colder.
yeah.
Good.
Okay. That seems to be working. You seem to be getting the beholder in that direction. It takes time because it'll float like it's like rotating on an axis, so it'll kind of like go a little too far and start going in a direction that's like 30 degrees off, and then you're like, okay, whoa, no, maybe turn a little bit more to your left. No, your other left.
Hey, Lane, what
But
shirt are
as
you
this is
wearing?
happening, what's that? Yeah, I
What
was
shirt?
going to.
Oh,
I was going to
yes.
just say, hooray!
Very on point.
Available on my Topatico store. I should drop that link.
So appropriate.
Enjoy. And I'm actually pretty stoked that the audience picked that. It was very close to the Stone Giant Tea Party. It was a very, very near thing.
Good.
Um, okay, so as this is happening, though, are you keeping your geometry? You must be keeping the geometry site because you're looking at the contact. So you will notice that as you're standing there, these floating things are starting to kind of come as they're randomly moving around the room. That random pattern is taking them closer and closer to you guys. And
We'll
in
start-
particular, you think they might be starting to hone in on your uncle.
Yee.
All right. I
and
grab
his big,
Herning
tasty
immediately
brain.
and whisper to him under my breath. There are fungal infested fae around the room, and they're beginning to move towards you.
Should I try to lead them out of here, and then we can close the door behind us?
Maybe you could lead them over the fire?
Maybe that might be a good idea.
I'm going to try and move stealthily so that the beholder... Well, the beholder's about to get his contact lens back, actually, so he's going to see me. They're also coming from a bunch of directions, so it might be hard to send to, like... They're not all going to end up through the fire. So
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try and lead them out the door into the pit. Because I can... I assume that I'll get my flight back once I leave the door. So I can just sort of fly and, like, lure them out, and then I'll do a quick circle back and maybe we
You
shut the door
check
behind
the
us.
range.
I hand you the gem of true seeing.
Nice. So you can see
You're gonna
them.
need this.
Or if you've already got it going and it's got a duration, you can just tell me, like, now.
Why can't I find the beholder stats? Here. Okay, I found them. What is the range on the anti-magic cone? Oh yeah, no. You will still be in the anti-magic cone until you get out of its line of
No.
sight. But it's not really looking in your direction now. It's following Copernicus's or Tromlin's instructions, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of got its back to you for the most part.
So
'cause it's
I'm going to
moving
try and think
away.
real juicy thoughts while...
No.
and then basically like step out the door and start like walking backwards over the pit, floating. If I can start to break my eye line to the beholder, I'll do that just so that if he does whip around suddenly, I'm not like dropping. And I'm gonna wait for Tromlin's signal to like jet back in, basically. And yeah.
I'm going
See
to
where
continue
this
to
goes.
think absolutely nothing.
So as soon as you start moving out of the room and thinking juicy thoughts, Tromlin, you see at the Gem of True Sealing, it's almost like they almost simultaneously they all turn and look directly at Copernicus with their like mostly hollow eyes,
I hold
and
hands. Stop.
and they just start flying towards all of you.
Oh no.
Okay, that's
Oh
a problem.
no.
That's a no shit
Only you
from
can
me.
see it.
Oh no.
Only you can see it. And the
Um,
beholder goes, "You stop talking. Left, right."
I continue giving him directions and say, I apologize. There's a bunch of fungal infested fae in this room coming at us.
Whoa, where? What?
It go. So it says where, and it turns towards
no.
you, and they all become visible immediately.
Okay. Well, there's
Because the
that.
invisibility
Good,
ends.
good, good,
So they are
good,
all now you.
good.
So all of you who were standing there going, "What's
Yeah.
going on?" Suddenly there's just this streaming purple fungal fairy things with zombie faces and cordyceps fungus coming out of their heads, flying straight at you.
Can I
See,
swat
perfect.
So
them
that
Stay
happens
right
out of
there.
nowhere.
I'll start combat, I guess.
like a
I'd like some saving
hammer?
throws against like that horrible surprise
Yikes.
from just from Fetid and Ugna, because I think Copernicus, you were at least somewhat forewarned.
Is this intelligence?
And sorry,
What kind
no,
of
this
saving
is
throws are
a
these?
wisdom save.
Oh god. 12.
It's like a fear save. Okay,
Uh,
Ugna, you're momentarily paralyzed with fear
Yeah.
as this comes out of nowhere at you.
I have a 19.
You are okay. You're like, well, this is gross, but
Gross things happen
something
at
I should
you
probably
all the
deal with.
time.
But also behind you all, Copernicus plummets down and back into the pit as he is no longer flying.
No.
I did try to break eye
roll-
line to the.
Yeah,
beholder.
and I'm going to give you a deck save to try
Okay.
and use that to not to basically land on the ground, like to be like,
Yeah.
right, I can get myself into a position where I'm not going to tumble into this pit. So make me a deck save, please.
Not a good roll for an old man with no bones left.
Mm-mm.
Hey,
You got
that's a 17
plenty of-
on the
That'll
die,
do it.
and also a 17 as a result.
So you'll you sort of like whoa and catch your like start to fall, but like kind of pitch yourself in such a way that you land on the edge of the pit instead of in the pit. As the anti-magic swings your way.
And I'm gonna start like, look away. I'm gonna need these flying boots to help me in a second. Just don't look at the door.
What? Who's speaking? What am I looking at?
Initiative roll, I assume?
Yeah, let's roll initiative.
New stakes. Does this
Oh,
guy
wow.
ever find his contact?
Well, I'm not paralyzed with fear, but I am apparently paralyzed with sleepiness.
Paralyzed with initiative.
That is a 7.
I love that a 7, which is like a terrible roll for Fetid on initiative, is higher than any initiative roll Ugna has made in like the last 3 games.
I got a 9. I got 9 this time, but I rolled a 7.
Hey.
Oh man. Okay, so Fetid 7, Ugna 9. What else have we got?
13.
What was that?
13. 1-4.
1-4. Sorry, it cut off the beginning, so I just heard teen.
17 for Perny.
Okay. And what the hell is the initiative bonus on a beholder? I mean, it is a blind beholder, so maybe that affects it. No, I'm just going to give it its normal initiative roll. Initiative roll is +2. So Tromlin, you are tied with the beholder. But the zombie things have a 17.
God damn.
Oh, that's tied with Copernicus.
Damn.
What's your dex, Copernicus?
No bonus.
Okay, they go first.
You an old man.
With their +1. Okay. So the zombie fairy things go first. And they go streaming past the bunch of you, beelining for Copernicus.
Of course.
I would like
Bad.
any of you that wish to can make an attack of opportunity on them as they pass you.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Am I still paralyzed? with fear.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. Ugna
Okay,
cannot
so
because
I can't.
for this round you are just
Ugh.
back wheeling. You're trying to get away from them. You don't want them to be. They're coming right at you, so you're just like pinioning off to the side.
Ugh.
So attacks of opportunity from Fetid and Tromlin as the zombie fae pass you.
That'll be a 21 for me.
Nice.
Oh, that's a very hit. It's an extremely hit.
19.
That is also a hit.
Do I get sneak attack damage on this?
You can. You're going to be attacking them from behind on an attack of opportunity. That's fine by me.
Take 7 damage from me.
Okay. Do you want to add damage to that with your swarm? Because you can do that
Oh,
on
can
any
I do
attack.
that on attacks of opportunity too?
I think so. It's just on any one attack. Let me just
Alright,
double
cool.
check. One, yeah, just once per turn, add a d6 to your attack damage, period.
Alright. Let's do that. Oh, yeah, that was definitely worth it. That's another 6. So. I'm going to say 1 and 6. So. Yeah. 1 and
You
6.
said
7 and
7
6.
before, so
13
it's 13.
total. Yeah.
13
Yeah.
damage. And how'd you do, Tromlin?
I'm just double checking how much sneak attack damage I get.
I
Is it
think it's
1d6 total?
2d6.
Okay.
I think it's 2d6. Let me just double check. Sneak attack. 2d6, yep.
Okay. And my total is
So total of 3d6 plus 3, I think.
14 points of damage.
Nice.
Nice. Same one or a different one from Fetid?
I'll go same one so we can try to get one of them out of the combat immediately.
Yeah, you take it out.
Yes. Awesome.
Solid.
So you both
Very
hack
nice.
at it as it sweeps between you and basically slash it to pieces, and the various pieces fall to the ground. One of the arms that falls to the ground severed is like trying to like do the
Ew.
Evil Dead thing
Mhm,
and still trying to
mhm.
move after Copernicus. Now the other ones, as they fly along, are kind of making their faces like they're making howling, but they're not howling. There's no sound. But Copernicus can hear the howling, and he needs to make some saving throws.
Oh no.
So I would like you to make me some intelligence saves.
What if I don't want to do that?
I mean, you can relent.
No, no, no. I take it back. I want to do that.
Mhm, mhm.
How many saves am I making?
I'm not going to let every
All of
single
them.
one of them do it at once. So let's say a total of 3. I would have said 4, but one of them is busy being hacked to pieces.
Okay.
So just 3. And it is a DC of only 13, so you're in pretty good shape.
So if I'm not proficient in intelligence saving throws, I just have a good intelligence.
Yeah, you
So
still
the
have a plus
first
4.
one is an 11.
Total? That's
Yeah,
a fail.
7 on the die. So I
Okay.
think I will
Oh,
use an
Hang
inspiration
on, we're all
that.
frozen.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Well, you're not.
Or are you?
I'm
Oh,
gonna use.
Rolling?
I'm using inspiration. I'm goosing that to a 21.
Okay, that's a success. Roll your
Okay.
next one.
This is a gauntlet, my friends. It's a 9.
Okay, that's a fail.
This isn't even the boss battle.
Take 13 psychic damage.
Okay.
Oof.
You did not fail by enough for any further consequence.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll
Although
take
the
it.
first one would have been, and then you got one more to roll. That first inspiration was well spent because that one would have been a greater consequence.
20.
20, you are good.
Okay.
Okay. So you take some like you horrible like banshee screaming in your head, and you bleed from the nose and eyes a bit, and you go that's
Ow.
I don't like that. I don't like
Yeah.
it. It's bad.
Your brain's too
bad.
juicy, sir.
This is bad. And it is now your turn. There are a lot of these
Okay.
things that are much closer to you guys than they were before, or amongst you.
So the dodge action wouldn't help me here, but it.
If you spend your action dodging, I believe it makes your armor class
Better.
Yeah, but they're not attacking my
better.
armor class.
But they're doing an attack that is a no hit roll attack, so it
Yeah, it
doesn't
doesn't
help.
help. It only helps dexterity saving throws. So okay,
Yeah.
so no dodge for the wicked here. So I am going to, and I have a feeling that they don't. Actually, no, we pretty much know they don't. Invisibility won't help me here either. So, is there any kind of way that I can just try and lead them in a merry chase around the room flying? So, like, my goal is just to, because there isn't enough room to stay ahead of them and have my teammates continue to target them. But maybe if I just like keep flying in circles as they try and chase, I can stay ahead of them. Would there be any way to do
So
that?
theoretically, you can outpace them, especially if you're spending your actions to dash. The problem is, anytime that dang beholder looks at you, the flying will stop.
Can I? Have they left the room now?
Have they left the room? Sorry,
Yeah.
they're on their way to you, so they're like in the doorway kind of area, or at least a lot of them are. Some of them
So
were coming from further away, and some were coming from closer. So there's an array of them. They're kind of
I think
spread out
Bernie's
a
gonna
bit.
yell. I think we can lure them out and shut the door behind them. I'm gonna make a jump for the door when the last one's through. And I don't know if this is like I need to spend one turn just weaving and ducking and trying to stay away from them, and then the next turn I go and just like fly for the door, and I'll fly at it at like a downward angle. So if I lose flight, I can still hit the ground hard, but like land in the doorway.
You just skid on your face.
Yeah. So maybe I'll spend one turn just flying away, drawing them all out that way, and then the next turn I'll just see if I can fly back and get past them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So basically, what you're trying to do is lead them out here.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is again that they're kind of spread out, so it's good. Some of them are going to reach you much sooner than others.
Okay.
So the
How
problem
many?
with
How
that
many
is
are in
that
the
they
room?
won't all be out.
How many are in the room? How many are on the far side of the door now?
There were a total of 8 of them.
Okay.
One of them has been destroyed. There are 7 remaining.
Okay.
They aren't moving as fast as they were because their flight just stopped. Or sorry, no, the invisibility just stopped. They're still flying
Yeah.
because they're pixie things. I guess it's a winged
Yeah.
flight, even though they're weird zombie pixies.
Okay.
Um,
So three left the room to attack me. So that means 4 left in the room because one's
no, they
hit.
hadn't reached you yet. They attacked you from range with their psychic attacks.
Oh shit. Oh right.
Yep.
Oh dang. Um. Okay, I think I'm gonna fly as far as I can away from them. I'll get one more turn of luring them out, and then I'm gonna try and run the gauntlet back.
So within the room, like, do you want to go back in the room out of the cone and turn and use your flighted boots and start flying around this big space, or do you
Yeah.
mean back up the tunnel?
So I was gonna say like away, back up the tunnel for a round. I don't
Okay.
want to get. I don't want to lure them. I think I want to lure them to like towards the tunnel, but I don't want to get stuck in it, having to fly past them to get past.
Yeah,
Get
there's
out.
one major issue is that you can't fly where you are right now, and there's a pit in front of you.
So I'd have to
So
make
you
like an
can't.
athletics jump to leave
It's
the
a
affected
50
area.
foot. You can't make that athletics jump. You need to get the beholder to stop looking in this direction so that you can fly again. Or you need to go back into the room and fly, get out of the cone because it's just a cone, right? So you can with your movement you can get out of the cone's width, basically. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can I
This is why
do
they use
how far
minis
am I,
in third edition.
how far am I from the beholder?
The beholder is near the other side of the room, so it's probably like 100 feet, but it's a 150-foot cone.
Okay. I'm going to fly. Give me one more second. I actually am going to fly up the tunnel in a way. I'll run as far as I need to run to get to a point where I can fly.
You can't fly up the tunnel.
No, but I'm going to run as far as I can to get to a point where I can fly.
You just can't. Like there's an opening of the door, this huge open door that you guys have come through. Immediately in front of that is like the area of ground before there's a pit. And where you are in the doorway is within where the beholder is looking.
And the beholder's
so your
turned
fly
to
doesn't
look
work.
down the
Yeah.
hallway.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
looking at this door.
Gotcha. So we need to turn the
So-
beholder.
You need to get the beholder either looking away, or you need to because you can't jump over this 50-foot pit. So you would have to go back into the room and run to the side, or you would have to get the beholder to look away. One of those two things has to happen for you
Burning?
to be able to fly again.
If you can hold your action, I can probably
Yeah,
help you.
I think that's what I'll do. Yeah, makes the most sense.
Okay. Hold action. Tromlin's next.
Okay. So my goal is to step out of the view of the eye.
Okay.
Then I'm going to misty step to where the contact is, pick it up, and say, "I've got your contact," to get him to turn towards me.
It is out of range, but you can get close. So your normal movement is 30, right? And then
More than that,
you
I
can
think.
dash. If you use your action, you can dash to 60. And he's about 100 feet away from Copernicus, so he's a little less than 100 feet from you.
Hmm.
So if you add your Misty Step plus your full movement doubled, so if this is the cone and you're down here and you run at enough of an angle that you get out of the cone by the end of that dash, you can Misty Step to the thing. So you basically go all out, spend your action, run towards the beholder and off to the side slightly, so that you get out of its eye beam, and then as soon as you feel that you have the magic ability, you Misty Step towards the contact.
Yep.
And you are there. You can now spend like a bonus action to pick it up off the ground.
Do so. Like, I have your contact. I'm right here. I'm holding it for you.
Okay, it's the beholder's turn next. The beholder is going to immediately turn to look at you because where the direction that your voice came from, and is no longer looking at Copernicus. You're holding
I
your
will
action,
reinsert
so you
myself
can
in
go
the-
now.
Yeah. So I'm gonna fly down the hallway as far as I can. My plan is to thunder step back into the room,
Ooh.
and I can do that from up to 180 feet away, and then we just slam the door. So I just want to get as many of these things as far away as possible.
That is an excellent plan. So you fly away just at top speed for now,
Yeah.
and then hopefully like you'll kind of wait and see how many of them you can get out of the room before you thunder step back in.
Yeah, if I can get us down to 2 in the room, I think I'm happy to.
What's
I'll
what's
jump
the
back.
flight speed? Do you remember the
I
speed on the fly speed?
So this is not the fly spell; it's the boots. And I don't think. I think I
It,
just
they,
get.
it's the same. They replicate
Yeah.
the same.
Oh, okay. Then I think it's 60 feet.
Yep. 60.
Yeah.
I basically just said they're boots of flight. It's a fly spell. It's just
Nice.
always
Oh,
on.
amazing.
Because it was easier than anything else. So yeah, you can fly 60 then. You can't dash because it's the speed is based on the spell. But that does mean you could two in action. So you can do something else if you want while you're doing that flying.
Oh, if I can still do an action, then is there a version of the dodge action you'd allow me to take that's specifically like to make my brain dodgy?
To make it harder for them to.
Yeah.
Not really, because the only way that would work is if you were ducking in and out of their sight. If you're making it hard for them to see you, because they need line of sight. If you had like a smoke bomb or something,
Can
it
I
would be a thing you
dodge,
could
but
do.
only with my brain?
I want to dodge with my brain.
Yeah, I don't think I
can
have
make
anything
my
that's gonna
brain
be.
slippery.
Good.
I'm
that
just
wouldn't
gonna
work.
take a quick look at your sheet and see if any of your crazy magic options
Yeah,
are.
for a moment I was gonna be like, I could banish myself, but then then they stop coming after me. So.
You cannot
um,
banish yourself. Also.
Oh really?
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. The boots of flight actually is fly speed equal to normal speed. You know
okay.
what though? If you do a dash, you still go 60. So let's just say that you're doing that.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll dash.
I just saw the one I put on your sheet, so it's just fly speed. But then I'm gonna let you. If the fly speed is equal to your normal speed, I'm not gonna take away your ability to double your speed with a dash.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Okay. So
Appreciate that.
you fly 60. That's your whole attack.
Yeah.
In turn, you can do a bonus action, but you've got nothing else left.
I'll do distracting intrusion, but I don't think any of them are within 30 feet. So.
They're also zombies and will not be affected by it.
Right.
So, they are undead pixies. Next up was the beholder was going. That was during the beholder's turn. Okay, so the beholder is going to say very panically, "Hold it very carefully. Those are very expensive.
Poor guy.
Can you keep speaking so I can know where I'm going?"
I will do my best to help him put it back in.
And he's moving towards you. His little eye stalks are like reach it, like he's feeling his way, even though they can't do any, like they're not hands.
I will talk him into and guide him into the contact.
This is like docking a
Hey.
spaceship. He's got the contact. You're like,
Well, I also don't want to hurt him.
Well, as he
I
gets,
don't want to put this.
yeah, I think when he gets close enough, he's going to be able to. I think they have like a
little tractor beam.
telekinetic thing.
Yeah.
I thought they did anyway.
Oh, I will help him nonetheless.
Otherwise, how do they like eat and interact with things?
Imagine like sticking your eyeball into food so that you can put it in your own mouth.
Nope.
And your mouth is all sharp teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Nope.
I don't want
No,
to imagine.
This is not fun. I don't like this conversation anymore.
Right, one of the eye stalks is a telekinetic one. I've just been.
Yeah, I knew it had like a little tractor beam.
I knew it had something telekinetic.
Okay, but I help him get it back in his eye.
Yeah. All right, now I'm going to roll and see if it uses the wrong eye stalk and disintegrates it instead. No.
For me, I'm holding it.
Oh, I have such a good idea for what we should do, and Ugna would never think of it in 1,000 years.
The tragedy of role playing.
Yes.
Well, who knows? You could always negotiate with me for something to pass that idea
Nope,
on.
it's funnier. Maybe I'll DM you, and then you can see if there's any way that someone else can think of this.
Okay, Tromlin, you are guiding the beholder towards you. The beholder's turn is basically used up because he's being very careful in trying to get over to you and get his contact back on. Ugna, you're next, actually.
I am standing around going, I don't know.
You are afeared. In fact, I
Yeah.
think you're actually supposed to use your movement to try and get away from them, so you're just
Okay,
moving
I'm
further
like,
back along the wall.
Yep.
This effect is only for a round, so you're going to be normal next time.
I
Fetid.
think you just
Yeah.
can't willingly move closer. I don't think you have to run away in 5e.
I'm pretty sure the frightened condition
I think you do have to move.
does require you to move away.
Creature can't willingly
Yeah.
move
Frightened.
closer, and frightened
No,
creatures
you're right.
disadvantage on ability checks and attack
Yeah.
rolls. All sorts of
So yeah, you can do stuff. You just have disadvantage. Yeah.
But I'm still like edging away from these horrible, awful fairy things. I'm just like, ugh. I get the
But you
Ghibli's.
can do things like a ranged attack. You got options.
boots them out the door.
Yep.
Oops.
Yeah, as if there's like the brazier that tipped over, I'm gonna throw that at them.
Oh,
That's quite a ways away from you, but you could dash over to it and reach it,
Sure.
and then throw it next time.
Yeah. I'm like, ah. Running away like it's a cloud of bees.
Did we just lose Jeff? Or is it just my Discord that makes him look like he's
I
not
think
there?
Jeff's frozen. Yeah.
he is
Oh.
frozen on Discord.
Yeah,
Oh, am I?
my
Alright.
Discord camera is just showing a rotating
you're
thing
right.
instead of a Jeff.
Yeah.
We need to drop and jump back in.
Sounds good.
Sure, we're nearly at the end here though, so it's no big deal.
See if that fixes.
So weird night for OBS and Discord.
Yeah.
I think the internet tubes have frozen.
Mm-hmm.
We have Jeff.
The
Yeah.
intertubes. Jeff returns.
I live.
Musk somehow broke the entire internet.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy's still out to get me.
Your nemesis.
Hmm.
Yeah, he bought Discord too, just to screw with it.
Oh God. Don't even joke about that.
Oh no.
He just buys all the internet services and then fucks their API, and then
Yeah.
just the whole internet is destroyed, and we're all gonna be like,
I mean,
can
in
anybody like,
cyber-
is
in-
capitalism
Yeah.
over
Literally
now?
in the cyberpunk setting universe, some dumb millionaire or billionaire bought the entire internet and broke it.
Mm-hmm.
One
One step
dumbass
closer.
fucked up the entire internet in about 2023, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Great.
No.
You love to see
Chatter
it.
on why. Was that in the that was in Cyberpunk 2027
Yeah.
or whatever, 2077?
Well, it was
I
in the
don't remember
original cyberpunk book. I think that was set in like
The original cyberpunk book.
2020.
How
The
prescient
version I
they
first
were.
played in.
Yeah.
I played Shadowrun first because I was like, yay, you can be like trolls, but it's also guns.
Yeah, I like cyberpunk, but I also like it with trolls.
Yep. So Fetid, what do you want to do?
Let's see. How many of these things are there?
There are 7 of them left, and they're
7 left.
all
All right.
flying, making beelines, like
Mhm.
really awful purple, fungally
Yeah,
infected
yeah.
zombie humanoid bees.
Just out of curiosity, I would like to try and use my swarm to move one of them into the fire. See what happens.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna say there's a straggler that's close enough to the fire for that to happen.
All right, cool.
It would be a kind of one of the ones that was at the farthest end of the room and has
Uh-huh.
just gotten that far. So it has to make a strength save DC 15, and these things aren't very strong. Let's roll that so that it's not
Yes,
cocked.
into the flames with you, maybe.
I cannot roll bad tonight.
Oh,
That's a
jeez.
16 on the roll,
Oh.
so
Wish
that's
you
gonna
would.
make it.
Whew.
And it's okay. It manages to resist. The swarm of bugs come at it and grip at it, and it goes, "No, I don't want to go in the fire." And it
All right.
wrenches itself free from the bugs.
Well, let's see. That's just a. Is that a free action? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it because it just says you can do that once per turn.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah. I think it's the same as my
It doesn't
bonus
have an
damage
action
thing.
tied to it at all, so you can do what you like.
All right. Well, if I've got nothing else to do, then hmm. So Ugna is currently fleeing against her will. Kearney is trying to lure them all down the hallway and out.
And Tromlin
Uh,
is over by the beholder holding
yeah,
up
trying to
dinner plate sized
help
contact
out
lens.
that poor guy. Yeah. I'm just going to take a couple swings at the nearest one to me. So
Go
we'll
for
start
it.
chopping these guys down.
You leap onto its back with a kamikaze
Yeah,
shriek and
we
stab.
start shivving. That is a 24.
That'll hit.
All right.
That'll hit a lot.
Uh, that's
I'll
9
assume your
plus
bonus
roll.
action is going to be to mark it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
So
so
9 plus
roll.
2 is 11 damage.
And does that include the mark extra d6?
Yes.
Okay. And you stab it again.
Yep, second attack. That is lower, but it's still a 19.
It's still way over its armor class.
Cool.
These
4
may be
and
pixie zombies, but they're still just zombies.
another 8 damage then.
Okay. 19 damage. I'm just going to say it's done. It's pretty damn close, but I'm going to finish it off. Yeah, you jump on its back and stab it a bunch of times and sever the spine, and it kind of collapses on the ground. Actually,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I gotta make it
Hell yeah.
zombie saving throw.
I want you on my team in a zombie movie.
No,
Mhm.
you sever the spine and the head lolls and its wings stop beating and it falls to the ground, but it lands on its knees and then it gets up and continues to shuffle forward with its head hanging at a
Great.
weird angle
Ugh.
Wonderful.
and its wings not kind of twitching and your knife still in
Great.
its spine.
Mm.
This is the zombie thing where they can save to just keep going with 1 hit point
Oh, right.
because they're
Just like
zombies.
orcs.
Mhm.
Yep. But in a different flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Very different flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Well,
there's like a D&D sequel to Only Fools and Horses called like Only Orcs and Zombies.
Good. Excellent.
See, the orc version of this is like the one from Fellowship of the Ring, where he stabs it and it grabs his sword and pushes it further through its chest to go, "Fuck you."
Yeah, like a
The
badger.
zombie version is very much the
Do
I
not
killed
do not
one.
mess with a badger.
Yep. I have a story about a friend who's was hunting as a kid, as like a teen in northern Saskatchewan, and out with an elder who was leading them around to do their hunting. And one of the kids thought they were being clever and put a snare over a badger's den.
Oh God.
And back to the trap line, there was a badger in it.
Nope.
And the and the elder was like, "All right, everybody, I'm going to teach you how to make your knives into spears now because we have to fight the badger.
We have an angry
Because
badger.
if we cannot release this thing without it
No.
coming after us."
Forever. It won't stop.
And then he described how like a bunch of scared teenagers were pinning it down with their knife spears, while
Oh
this,
my
the elder
God.
was trying to get a killing shot, and it was pushing its body up the spears towards
my
them
God.
because it was that bloody minded.
Mhm.
Do not fuck with a badger.
Not very friendly.
No.
No. They're so cute though.
They are.
And worse is to fuck with a wolverine.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh god.
Yeah.
It's basically like a bigger badger.
Yep.
Wolverines do a thing where when they are eating food and gorging themselves and they can't eat anymore, they'll just sleep on top of the food because no other fucking creature will mess with them. Like bears will go, some scavenging.
no,
Oh no,
hell
there's a
no.
Wolverine.
No.
I will fucking, you can have it. I'm leaving. And if they get to a point where they absolutely have to leave and can't finish the food, they pee all over it.
Just out of spite.
Wow,
Yep.
willful assholes.
Wolverines.
They're such
Wolverines.
jerks.
I have always been amused by the character Wolverine in the comics because I just assume he's like those
Yep.
those assholes.
If he doesn't finish his lunch, you really don't want to be there.
He goes to the all-you-can-eat buffet, and if he can't finish everything, he just
yeah,
pisses all over
pisses
the
all over.
table.
Yep.
Good.
It's like,
There-
fuck
I-
you.
I can't remember which museum it's in, but in some museum in Canada, and I think in Ontario, there's one of the installations is just this mangled tin can, like it was ripped to pieces, and the interpretive plaque is just like, this can was found after a wolverine got into it in like whatever mining camp.
Yep.
And it's just like it just tore, like it was tissue paper, like the metal was
Yep.
tissue paper.
Yep. Yeah, they will actually fight and kill bears
Oh, yeah.
like, for food if they're desperate enough. Like they take out black bears on a regular basis. Wolverines are basically gigantic badgers, and
No,
badgers
but
are bad
they
news
are
enough.
angrier. They are angrier badgers.
Bigger, angrier badgers.
Ugh.
Okay,
Dire
so
badger.
that was fetid. We're at the top of the round. Do you guys want to do another round here, or do you want to wrap it here? We're
Yeah,
like
it's 6:50.
less than 10 minutes from when we would normally wrap.
Should we
I'm,
try?
I'm
see if
cool
we-
either way. We're not
There
likely
is-
to finish the fight in like 8 minutes,
Right.
so I can wrap it at any point.
My feet are like freezing under
Yeah.
my body.
That's a good
all,
enough reason right there.
all of me is
Well, that's
warm
because
warm
you're
except
in a
for
shack.
my feet
You're
are
just
so
sitting in a
cold.
wooden shack
Ugh.
somewhere in New Brunswick.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's call it there. I'm gonna leave it as a hanging end of the. We'll start at the top of a new round, so I'm
Excellent.
easy to track, and I've got initiatives written down. So we will wrap it there and see what happens next time. Will
Next
the beholder
time.
get his contact lens? Will he turn out to be friendly to the party after that? Let's hope so.
freaking better
Who
be.
knows?
Yeah.
Who
Will
knows?
these weird pixie zombies get a
boy.
hold of Copernicus's tasty brain?
Yeah, I hope not.
Find out
Tune in
next
next
time. Lane, you gotta roll me a d20.
On the Heroes of Trash.
Trash
I rolled 13.
heroes. Is Emilias Revenge.
Emilias Revenge, you shall be blessed with art from these crazy artists.
What month is it? It's February.
Ooh. Maybe it will be horrifying. A lot of it is.
Probably.
Okay, anybody got anything you want to shout out? I'll start just by, as always, shout out to my Shadow DM, Dan.
Thank
Um,
you,
You
Dan.
got any-
I still owe one Perny erotica about intellect devours.
Which we have a cover
devouring
for.
his ass.
And it's,
So I just want to
Oh.
acknowledge that I
There's
remain
some drawings.
in the debt of writing that.
Should I
There's some-
show that off again for those who weren't here in the stream last week? I think.
Oh yeah, the
yes.
cover has been drawn.
I think yes. All right,
I-
I'll push to that one.
I'll just sit here in terror and await the.
Here is whoop, Perny and the Intellect Devourer. It loves a smart ass.
Horrible.
It's perfect. It's so perfect.
Awful.
Ah, thanks.
Oh man, I briefly thought the spine tail that you drew was like some sort of expulsion.
No,
Anyway.
no, that's its little
Which
taily.
is even worse.
It's a little tail.
That's little taily.
Little taily.
Worse.
Anyway, that's why
Okay,
you
anybody
subscribe
want
to
to shout
the
out
stream,
any
right?
projects? Nope.
Check out
Just
all
the
our,
usual.
our online stores. I will be
You can see those links.
streaming on Tuesday, my usual art stream, and I will be in another actual play on Sunday of next week,
Cool.
which I've dropped the link for.
Yay.
It's very fun. It's a cipher system game. If you want to check out a new system, very fun.
We will probably not play for 3 weeks rather than 2 because I have a bunch of meetings on the 17th. But we will keep everyone posted. Yeah, check out all of the links in the thingy-ding, and whichever way I'm pointing the right way, sure. Subscribe to
Actually, it's not
Patreon,
on the
support
screen.
your local artists,
There we go. There's our links before we leave.
and feel free to join the Discord or the stream Patreon.
Where we post all kinds of horrible artwork, things that are not safe
Things
for
that
stream.
mind was not meant to see.
Not meant to know.
Okay.
All right. We'll see
and
y'all
we're gonna
next
raid
time.